So now we go to barbecue and the best barbecue in Kansas City. Everybody has an opinion, everybody has a favorite, and man, are people passionate about that. The October issue of 435 magazine is dedicated to why KC barbecue is the best, and the magazine lists what it calls the top 24 barbecue restaurants in town. In fact, Q39 is on the cover, and the man behind the brand is in our Price Chopper kitchen right now, working on something spectacular. We'll check in with Chef Magee in a few moments. But first, to break down the top barbecue restaurants in the metro, sitting right next to me, Sherry Kuehl, editor of 435. Sherry, the magazine's really interesting because you also list the 19 reasons why Kansas City has the best barbecue.
Oh, there's so many fantastic reasons, and I'm a Texas girl, so for me to throw down and say Kansas City barbecue is the best, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you have gone against your roots.
I've betrayed them,
but
that's
for a
very
okay.
good reason.
We like betrayal in this case. Okay, so what were some of the most interesting reasons that you have on the the list in 435?
One of my top reasons is because Kansas City has a barbecue oath. That's right, there is an oath where you raise your right hand. I swear to love barbecue.
Who takes this
oath? I swear
oath?
that Kansas City barbecue is the best. Anyone can take the oath, but it is given by the Kansas City Barbecue Association.
Okay.
And you have to take a class, which I did, and you have to sort of uphold the standards of superior barbecue.
I love that you took a class.
Another
Okay.
one is that we eat barbecue for dessert. That is
Yes.
hardcore if you were eating barbecue for dessert. I don't know if you've ever tried Betty Ray's burnt-in barbecue ice cream. Some love it, some hate it. But if you're mixing burnt-ins in like ice cream, I mean, that's just saying we're the best.
If anyone could do it, Betty Ray's could do
Yes,
that.
that is exactly right.
Next up, you have
Pitmasters. They're hot literally and figuratively. We interviewed a bunch of pitmasters, and they're pretty good looking, and their tattoos are amazing.
Wait, do they all have that tattoo on their
Well,
arm?
they don't all have that, but they have different pitmasters have different tattoos. That happened to be one of my favorites. So I'm like, you go pitmasters. You own your job. Talk about branding.
Yeah, that's really, and that's bold. That's forever.
Yes.
A tattoo is a forever move.
Most definitely.
Next up, you have maps, because maps don't lie.
Let's talk about geography, people. Look at that. Everything below Kansas City, including Texas, not the best barbecue.
No.
So, like Oklahoma, okay barbecue.
It's okay.
Florida, they barbecue gators. It's strong
Ew,
on so many levels.
No.
Yeah. So we would like to say, based on maps, which don't lie, that Kansas City does have the best barbecue.
And we also have the cutest kids.
Oh my gosh, check out this kid.
I mean,
Got ribs
you
and
can't find kids like that anywhere else in America.
No, you can't, and he's teething on a rib.
I didn't realize that
yeah,
was
it
a
doesn't
rib.
get better than that. We definitely have the cutest kids.
Lord. So when it came to the top 24, how did you narrow it down to only 24? And did you find any sleeper restaurants that a lot of people might not have heard of?
Well, so what we did is we sent out a survey to the 20,000 members of the Kansas City Barbecue Society, KCBS, and they voted. And then we called all the votes, and that's how we got our top 24.
Well, we want to head on over to the kitchen
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Sorry to leave you here,
Coming
Sherry,
in at number
but
2.
I smell barbecue, and
Some
I
might
see
say
Chef
number
Rob
1.
Magee. Okay, so I have Chef Rob Magee, who's the man behind Q39. You're the founder, the owner, the chef there. It smells wonderful here. What are we making?
Oh, we're going to take some pork shoulder, and we're going to teach everybody how to brine. And why is it so important to brine pork shoulder?
Why is it important to brine it?
Well, you know what happens is pork shoulder, when you put a brine to it, what it does is it extracts liquid out of the pork, and then it goes back in. So we put apple in it to get a little fruit flavor to it.
Like
so I'll show
apple
you.
cider, apple juice?
Apple juice.
Okay.
It's easy. So all you do is you take some apple juice, we take sugar and salt. Okay, we mix that up.
That's it?
Now watch how easy this is. So this is 1 quart of apple juice to a 1/4 cup of salt to a 1/4 cup of sugar. That's it.
And that's what you do on all your stuff? That's
Well,
the secret
that's what
thing?
I do for pork.
That's what you do publicly.
Now chicken, we do the same thing. Instead of apple juice, we use water.
So just salt and sugar.
That's it.
I feel like you're not telling me something, because if I was to do that in the kitchen, it wouldn't taste like whatever you're making right now.
Well, this is
There's
just
some
part of
secret
making it.
Chef Magee ingredient.
You know, this is part of layers of flavor, and that's what our restaurant's all about. So we want to make sure there's layers of flavor, and it entices people to come back.
Let me ask you this. What is your personal favorite at Q39?
You know what? I love our ribs.
You love your ribs?
Oh, yeah. So it has a nice sweet flavor on the outside, and then you taste the rub, and then you taste the smoke, and then you taste the pork. I mean, it's dynamite.
I need to ask you about your onion rings. I know you're not famous for your onion rings because you're famous for your barbecue, but what do you put on those things? They're sinful. I love your onion rings.
You know what? We take our rub that we use, and we take the sugar out. So that way, when we coat the onion straws, first in buttermilk.
Yeah, they're not rings. They're like these thin little
straws.
Wonderful crispy things.
Oh, they're dynamite. So we soak it in buttermilk overnight.
Oh,
so that really helps.
Okay.
Right? So then we dredge it in flour and our barbecue rub, which has no sugar. We take that and then we fry it and we serve it with a barbecue aioli. And the barbecue aioli, everybody thinks that's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Get some classic barbecue sauce, half classic, half mayonnaise, and guess what?
We have your aioli.
You can make it at home.
Aioli. We'll try, but I feel like just going to Q39 is a good move. Chef and owner of Q39, Rob Magee, he's also on the cover of 435 magazine. Big thank you to editor Sherry Kuehl for being here, and thank you for bringing in your awesome food.
You bet. What a pleasure.
Okay.